Well, two members of the US National Guard have been critically injured in a shooting near the White House. America's editor John Lyons is at the scene and he joins me now. Hi there, John. Thanks for your time. Can you give us some details that you have around this shooting?
Well, Catherine, I'm standing only 2 or 3 blocks from the White House, and about 2 hours ago, a man with a gun ran around a corner just up the top there behind those flashing lights, and it appears he targeted these 2 members of the National Guard. Now, the National Guard in the United States are members of the military, but they are often deployed to natural disasters, to floods and to things like that. However, President Donald Trump has deployed them here to Washington, D.C. He said to make this city safer, and he's often said that it has made the city one of the safest cities in the world. So what's happened tonight has really shocked, I think, the White House, not far away, and the public here in Washington, D.C. to see these 2 National Guard. Now, there was a suggestion from the governor of West Virginia, these 2 had come from West Virginia, that they had died. However, the governor then retracted that a short time later and said that, in fact, there were conflicting reports about their condition. President Trump said they've been taken to separate hospitals, and we don't yet know their condition. The shooter was apprehended, apparently also injured in this incident. So it happened just up there, and it's the first major incident of this type since the National Guard have been here.
Now, John, I understand authorities have just been speaking just prior to you and me meeting now going to air. We'll bring you some of that now.
This is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
We will shortchange the American public with no resources to make sure we find and safeguard our nation's capital right here in Washington, D.C., and bring anyone responsible for this heinous act of violence to justice.
So, John, what is the likely response from here?
Well, so far, Catherine, the Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, as it's now called, the Department of Defence it was previously, has announced that there will be another 500 National Guard coming in here. And this also highlights an ongoing issue in the United States, the number of guns here. There are more guns in the United States than there are people. And so the reality is that even if you're walking around a part of the city like this in the centre of Washington, D.C., 2 blocks from the White House, which you would think would be safe, often you don't know whether the person you're walking by has a hidden gun and whether or not that's legal. So it highlights the constant problem of the United States, the gun culture, which is deeply entrenched in this country. So I think we'll see a lot more National Guard coming in here quickly. President Trump will want to be seen to be engaging in a show of strength in response to this.
And has he made any statements on this, President Trump?
He issued a statement on social media where he described the shooter as an animal and said that the consequences for that animal, that man, would be very serious. He'd face very serious consequences.